you rockers, I'm Loren T. I am gonna be walking you through some vocal techniques using our song Gold Lion by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. So we've got our highest notes, and this is perhaps the funnest portion of the song for sure. It's a fun song, but we have these very high notes that can be the toughest part. So it is important again to go back to that notion of being warmed up before you try this. So luckily what we've done so far has kind of warmed us up to that point, but one thing I would like to bring up is something called a siren. And this is a vocal exercise that sounds like a siren, like an ambulance siren. It has that feeling. I'll preface it by saying, like, if you've ever been to a concert or been super excited about something, which we all have, it's like a cheering effect. So, woo! 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 We've all done something like this, and it just kind of comes from having that breath to support that and being uninhibited at the time about hitting that high note because we're expressing ourselves. So a siren sounds kind of like this, and we're going to use our air to kind of increase the flow of air so we can hit that high note. But we're also going to make sure that we know where we're accessing those notes from, up in the face. Ooh! Woo! 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 You may have a little bit of a voice crack here or there. Really, really important not to push things if there is a sore throat happening. So always, the voice is very resilient, but if this is tough for you, the part can easily be modified. We can also think about doing something like that when a note is not achievable just yet at our skill level. Doing sirens like this, woo! 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 Kind of gets you in that little spot where you're hitting those notes, you're feeling how they rise. And once you've achieved some of those upper tones, we can start using those tones we've already been to in that warm-up. So we're kind of having air pulses here. We also want to make sure we're not trying to push this too loud, but we're using enough air to support it. Higher notes need more air moving faster. So we've got a way to try to achieve those high notes. And again, what I talked about is if that note is too difficult for you and you still want to sing this song, an opportunity we have is to modify the part. I suggest, if that's too tough for you, something that still is rock and roll, still fits the bill, is to take that down an octave and sing it in the lower range that you've been singing the whole time. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, 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 ah, ah, ow. Still sounds cool. So work up to this. It's not something that we can just expect to do right away with no training. So one thing I also want to point out is that our lyric sheet has listed oohs across the board for this part. And we talked about a little bit of blending vowels before and how important a vowel sound is to making a good sound. What I wanted to say about that is sometimes flattening the palate a little bit as we get up to those higher notes helps us access them by shifting the shape a little bit of what our muscles are doing and allowing you to kind of hit those notes a little bit easier. So what I'm talking about is flattening the palate is to make a smile and get in front of a mirror if you need to, but smile and then drop your jaw. So you will feel your roof of your mouth flatten out. And that kind of helps structure-wise for us to access that the highest note in the piece. the vowel sound, if you listen critically to Karen O, is changing on that fourth time through. So, ooh, 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 ah, 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 oh. Not saying that same vowel all the way through. And what makes that high note easier is to flatten to an ah sound or an ah sound where our palate is a little bit flattened, so we can kind of get into that range a little easier. So try modifying that fourth time through. So we've got fourth time through, change it up a little bit to access that high note. And that's all I got for you. I hope some of this stuff has helped you all along. Keep rocking out. If you're interested in what I do, I am the vocal instructor at Kenosha Music Center. I also have a band called Moon Rebels, play guitar and sing in that. So you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook if you want to. So everybody, take it easy and enjoy this week. It's been fun.